Welcome to KLR Medical Certification Training School, where we are all about building skills, careers, and futures.
Today, we're going to be taking a deep dive into the careers of the vet office. If you are still deciding on what role you want to take on, this video is for you. As you all know, there are three main roles in the veterinary office. You have the veterinarian, who diagnoses your animal. You have the veterinary technician, who assists the veterinarian. And then lastly, the veterinary assistant, who assists the veterinary technician. Each of these roles have specific responsibilities that make them vital to the success of a veterinary office.
Let's start at the beginning with the fast track, a veterinary assistant. So, Mr. R, what does it take to become a veterinary assistant?
Well, the entry requirement is actually pretty minimal, but it can be very competitive. Veterinary assistants are required to have a high school diploma or GED, and that's it. However, the issue lies with the practice managers, the people who actually hire you. They continually ask for years of experience in the field already, and if you're right out of high school, that's going to be a big issue. This is where our KLR work-based learning rotations come into play. By sending students through our program, students are getting hands-on experience in a real veterinary office, while also getting those high school credits needed to graduate.
But what should they do if they're not in our KLR high school program?
That's a great question. The answer is to apply, apply, apply. Just like any job, you will fail some interviews or just not land one at all. If you are still struggling to find a job, maybe look into updating your resume or even taking a certification course to prove that you have the basic knowledge of a veterinary assistant, like the accredited AVA, which is the Approved Veterinary Assistant exam.
That sounds incredibly simple. When they land a job, what will their main roles look like?
That's another great question. Veterinary assistants are the essential support system, cleaning kennels, restocking supplies, helping comfort patients, and physically restraining animals for procedures performed by the vet or the vet tech. They handle all those critical support tasks.
That sounds like a very important role, but would they be considered the nurse of the veterinary field?
Nope, that would actually be the veterinary technicians. To become a vet tech, it's a significant leap as it does require a college education and degree. You can become a veterinary technician by completing an accredited veterinary technology program. With this education, however, comes more hands-on roles, animal-wise, and an increase in your salary. Students will enroll in college to receive an associate's or a bachelor's in veterinary technology. Then you complete the VT&E, which is the Veterinary Technician National Exam. Once you have passed this exam, you are officially a vet tech. You now own the credentials of either LVT, RVT, or CVT, and this is going to vary depending on your state. Once you have landed a job as a veterinary technician, your duties may include anesthesia monitoring, dentistry, radiology, drawing blood, administering medications, and assisting the veterinarian in surgery.
Wow, that is a big step from a veterinary assistant, and I can definitely see why they are the real nurses of the vet office. But what about the vet? Does that just leave them for surgeries?
Oh no, the vet does so much more, and a lot may even go unnoticed. The veterinarian will do a little bit of everything, performing physical exams, diagnosing animals with disease, prescribing medications to animals, recommending diet changes, or even a medical diet if that's necessary. They also will perform laboratory work, administer vaccines, take client phone calls, translate imaging, and conduct comprehensive treatment plans, and that's not the end of the list. If it sounds interesting to you, then you may have a lot of work cut out. To become a veterinarian, you will need 4 years of undergraduate work. This can be biology, pre-veterinary medicine, animal science, zoology, or other similar science majors. Then, once completed, you will need to enroll into a veterinary school, which is very competitive and hard to get accepted into. This will be another 4 years of schooling, and once graduated, you will need to pass the NAVLE, which is the North American Veterinary Licensing Exam. Once you have completed all of this, you are now able to work as a veterinarian in general practice.
How do veterinarians get those cool jobs like working at a zoo or with exotic animals?
And that's another great question, and that's even more schooling. This requires a residency in that field and then an additional test given to receive your certificate in your wanted specialization. But specializing as a veterinarian or veterinary tech is so complex that we're going to save it for another video.
Thank you for joining us today. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with someone who will benefit. Stay motivated, keep learning, and remember, you can do hard things. We will see you in the next video.